Today we're going to talk about what zoonosis is. What is zoonosis? So zoonosis is a disease that can be transmitted from animals to humans. So here I have pictured a cow. It can actually be multiple different species. There are diseases that can be transferred from dogs to humans, cats to humans, pigs, chickens, all types of things. Even there's some diseases that can be transmitted from one animal species to another, and then it can from there become zoonotic to humans. So an example of a zoonotic disease is rabies, and this graph kind of goes with what I was just saying. So if you can follow it, it's kind of blurry, but mid-screen on the left, you can see that a raccoon can actually give it to a dog, which then can be transmitted to people. So there's several of these diseases out there. This is just an example of one of them. There are preventions for rabies specifically. There is a vaccine. It's not super common that the public, if you're not in an animal related field, that the public were to get this vaccine, mostly because rabies is relatively controlled. Not many people get bit by a bat. It is also very widespread, the knowledge of what rabies is, and if you get bit by a potential carrier like a raccoon, a lot of times that wound is going to need to be treated by a medical doctor anyway, so they can walk you through what to do then, which is why the vaccination isn't really widespread. Additional zoonotic diseases include salmonella, influenza, West Nile virus. There is different strains of each, but influenza, for example, essentially, yes, dogs can get the flu, and you can get the flu as well. There's certain strains that are zoonotic, not all strains are. Same with the other two, and there's, of course, several other diseases out there as well. There are preventions as well for West Nile and influenza. So if you were to travel to a place that West Nile is of concern, it is recommended that you were to get the vaccine before going. Some countries even require it prior to entry. Influenza, sometimes you can get it. You can get it every year, of course. You know, everyone says get your flu shot, and that's what that is. I don't think that you need it to travel ever. Prevention for salmonella is washing your hands. So after handling raw chicken or anything that could be contaminated, so eggs, anything like that, it is recommended that you wash your hands until, you know, those foods are cooked. Make sure they're cooked thoroughly before eating them. Helps kill the virus. And I believe that that is all. Like I said, there's several other diseases out there, and a lot of these can be prevented just by being cautious around animals, as well as being aware of these diseases if you notice that an animal is sick, or if you know that there's an outbreak of something in the area. Good hygiene practices can always prevent you from running into a lot of these issues. And yeah, that's all I have on zoonosis.